I've been thinking about this question lately. What would it look like if we took all the chickens that's eaten in South Africa in 1 year and put them all in one place? Turns out, it's a lot of chickens. So today, we're going to visualize something that our brains are actually terrible at comprehending. What a billion of something really looks like. Not just any something. Chickens. That's because South Africa consumes about 1.2 billion chickens every single year. That's about 23 million chickens every single week. That's 31 per second. To comprehend how bad we are at visualizing large numbers, I'm going to ask some people a very simple question. I've got a quick question for you.
Yes.
Can you help me? So how long do you think a million seconds is?
I think it would be a month.
Okay.
A million seconds.
A million seconds. Okay.
Can you count it?
So it's actually 11 and a half days.
Okay.
So now, if you know that, follow up.
Yeah.
How long do you think a billion seconds is?
Okay.
So it's gonna be, let's say,
So frustrating,
yes, it's 22 days.
Okay.
I was just thinking.
2 months, yeah.
Okay. You want to know the answer?
Yeah, sure.
So it's actually way more.
Yeah.
So it's 32 years.
Oh, I'm far from getting it closer.
Wow.
Because I thought when you mentioned a million, it's a million seconds,
Yeah.
11 days. So
Exactly.
I'm going for a month or two. I think I'm quite close, but I'm far from close,
A billion seconds is 32 years. That's right. If you started counting now, from 1, and never stopped, you would only reach a billion in 32 years. That's the problem with visualizing something like a billion. The number is so enormous, our brains just can't grasp it. So I decided to create a physical representation that might help us understand this massive scale and the massive suffering it represents. According to research, South Africa consumes about 1.2 billion chickens annually. To visualize this, I'm going to calculate how much space these chickens would take up if we put them all in one place, specifically on a standard soccer field. My script, which is printed on an A4 sheet of paper, is approximately the size that a factory farm chicken will be getting for its entire life. That's it. That's all the space that a factory farm chicken gets for its entire life. Now imagine multiplying that by 1.2 billion chickens. In South Africa's factory farms, tens of thousands of chickens are packed into single sheds with barely enough space to move. The government's poultry master plan focuses on boosting production and jobs, but fails to address the welfare of the chickens or the environmental sustainability. These birds are selectively bred to reach slaughter weight in just 45 days. Beyond the animal suffering, these operations produce enormous amounts of waste that threatens South Africa's already vulnerable water systems. It's a destructive cycle that makes no sense for the chickens, the environment, or us. So, if we took the 1.2 billion chickens that South Africans eat every year, we confined each of them to an A4 piece of paper and stacked them up, how high would that be? A standard international soccer field is about 105 meters long by 68 meters wide. 1.2 billion chickens, each taking up an A4 piece of paper, would require a total of 75 million square meters of space. Now, if we stack them all on the soccer field, they would reach a height of over 3 kilometers. That's 3 times higher than Table Mountain. And remember, this is just South Africa's annual chicken consumption. Globally, humans consume about 74 billion chickens every year. That's going to put the stack right up into space. And if we laid them end to end, the chickens would stretch for over 350,000 kilometers. That's 9 times around the world, or over 90% of the way to the moon. When I see this, I can't help but think about the individual suffering of each chicken in this massive stack. Each one is a living being that spent its brief life confined to a space no bigger than a sheet of paper. It doesn't have to be this way. Reducing our consumption can make a huge difference. If you found this eye-opening, please share it, because awareness leads to action and action leads to change. Let's all work together for animal welfare worldwide.